Congratulations, you've made it. You made it to the end of the course. You made it to the end of the UCI Virtual Teacher Practicum. I'm very proud of you all. I will tell you that this was by far the most engaged and active class that I've taught while I've been at UCI. So I've taught this course or a similar course several times. Absolutely, you're the most engaged, most active class of students I've had. So kudos to you for that. So now at the end of the course, I hope you've been reflecting on your experience in the course. I know I've been reflecting, and I had a few sort of parting thoughts I wanted to share. So first, I'm sometimes asked why the whole game and simulation piece. Well, there's several reasons why I've chosen this modality for the course, or this design for the course. First, having such a rich sort of story really allows me to help you to apply the topics from the Coursera courses. So if you look at the scope and sequence of all the Coursera courses, they cover everything from equity and legal issues to technology to instructional design. And I needed a way that I could give students an opportunity to apply those things, right? This is a practicum. You're supposed to be getting practical experience. When I first designed the course, I used to ask people to go out and find practicums, and I would sort of help them through that. But that was just, it wasn't realistic. Most folks who are taking these courses don't have an opportunity to go out and teach in the real world. So I needed to come up with something that was realistic. The simulation and asking you to think about all the parts of the storyline here forces you to consider the entire student, right? Whether that's an adult who's trying to get job training or a child who needs their basic education needs met. It forces you to think about where are they coming from, what do they know, what do they have available to them, and what's going on around them in the society, in the community, in their lives. So I feel like giving you that simulation forced you to ask really difficult questions, and boy, you guys really did. You really asked great questions about the students, about the culture, about the requirements, about the university, right? Deep Haven University, go DU, I guess it would be. And then the third reason was to prepare you. Ultimately, what's going to happen is this. Wherever you work, whether you work at a university or at a school, a K through 12 school, primary, elementary, secondary, or you work at a training department in an organization or a company, someone's going to learn that you know something about online learning. And someone's going to ask you to design an entire program. Okay, this might not happen to all of you. It's going to happen to one of you. I can almost guarantee it. And they're going to just say, do it, right? This should be easy. Just put all of our training online. Just move the courses online. You need to be prepared to stop and think about the entire system because, yes, you can get an LMS. Yes, you can get open educational resources and put them into the LMS. That is not going to design a successful program. And the reality is the folks who end up designing programs are typically teachers, instructors. They are not folks with PhDs in online learning, okay? I want to congratulate you all on amazing levels of collaboration in this course. The most collaborative group I've had ever. Well over 200 shared documents. I think it was pushing 300 shared documents in Google, on the Google Drives. Several teams held Google Hangouts, lots of them, and I was able to come to one or two of them. I'm sorry I couldn't get to all of them. It would have been great for me to be able to come to more. And well over 600 sticky notes on the Lino boards. It was amazing. It was amazing. Some of you may have noticed that you could see, in the Lino notes, you can see the little pictures, so it makes it easier to understand who's participating. And in the Google Docs, you can find out who's participating by looking at the history. You can look at the different revisions or versions of the document, and you can see who was contributing over time. So I was monitoring that kind of stuff, and that's what went into your QUAP scores. I do want you to know I have provided feedback for your teams on your course reviews. I've created a course review for each of your teams. I've placed that in your shared folder on Google, so you can go and read that there. Right? I've also provided open comments about your proposals. Right? So myself and the two other folks watching the course, or three others, Roe and Jones and Raymond, all me, of course, right? But we provided you with some feedback on your proposals in the form of open comments. I'd love for you to go and look at that. And then on your course review, of course, and also on the proposal, there's the rubrics included, so you can review those. Please take it with you, right? You're leaving this course now. Please share your course with others, the course that you built. Share that with other people. Invite them. You are all now students in there. I think perhaps maybe only Team A. It was a Moodle site. I'm not sure if you can make that course just open. I suggest you make it an open course. Make it available and provide people the links to go and join it and look at what you've done. If you want to, as a team, I know Team Mahi Mahi, right? Team Mahi Mahi, you guys had a name, you had a logo, everything going on. Who knows? Maybe you guys will start working together. It could happen, right? You can start your own little consulting business now. But you may want to actually just take that with you. Let people see that. Export your course if it's supported by your LMS. If it's not, again, just sort of share it out with the world. The Lino boards are always there for you. I'm not going to take those down unless something goes weird with Lino and they go out of business, or they force me to shut it down because of bandwidth issues or what have you, or storage issues, but I don't think that's going to happen. So you can always go back there and show your colleagues, show your boss what you've been doing and how much collaboration you've done online with people you've never met in person and probably never will. Tell your friends about this. Tell your friends about this course if they're interested in the Coursera thing, and this course then is their capstone activity. But also just tell them about the ideas that we had in this course, how you were able to collaborate with people from around the world, right? Not that it was easy, but you were able to do it. And tell them about what you've learned about education and about online education and hybrid education. And please, steal my ideas. You're welcome to them. If I did anything in this course that you liked, use it, okay? Because I certainly didn't come up with all of these ideas myself, right? I learned from other people as you learn from me, hopefully. I stand on the shoulders of giants. Okay, a couple of things I learned. Number one, QOP scores stink. Okay, I've been trying the QOP score thing. This is the third time I've taught the course with QOP scores, and they just never go over well. And so I'm going to try and rethink about how I could provide feedback to the individual students on a weekly basis, but then still loop that into how the whole team is doing. It doesn't seem like it's working for folks. It doesn't really feel like a competition most of the time. A lot of folks said that they just kind of ignored it. And I got to tell you, it requires hours upon hours of work on my part to come up with those. You don't get to see behind the curtain, but here's what was going on each week in the course. I know sometimes it seemed like I wasn't doing a lot of work. I was going into all of your shared Google Docs. Remember what I said, that there's like close to 300? And I'm looking at each one. And I'm looking at the different histories, the revisions, and I'm trying to identify who's working in the documents and what are you doing, and are you, adding to the discussions? Are you? And then I'm going into the course itself, looking at the discussions, and I'm running reports on every student, on every discussion every week, and identifying what kind of activity you've had in those discussions. So the QOP scores just took a ridiculously amount of time for me to do, and it just grows exponentially. This is the largest class I've had. Having 9 or 10 people, it was taking me so much time. If I had to do this course with 40 people, which is kind of our target, I don't think I could do it. So I need to come up with a better way of working out that grade. I suspect it's going to be focusing more on collaboration and discussions in the platform. I think there's value in extending the sample course to be longer than 2 weeks. I think 2 weeks was maybe too short a time. Maybe 3 weeks might be the next time. And I think I'd like to spend more time creating the course. This course, originally, I didn't have the whole simulation at first. And we spent the entire time in the course creating a course from scratch. That was a little too much, but I think this is not enough. So I need to fine tune it. I think this next build will be done, and I'll be okay with this course the way it lands. I'd like to provide more opportunities for students to moderate than I did this time. I know that a couple of you did not get to be moderators. I apologize for that. So I definitely saw the value in that. And the secret student game, when it worked really well. When it didn't, it just kind of fizzled. So I'm going to tighten that up a little bit and do some work on that. And I do think I need to slow boil the collaboration a little bit, meaning at the beginning of the course, maybe not just jumping you right into a lot of collaboration, but maybe just minimizing the collaboration at first and then slowly growing it over time. So one last farewell. I really want you to keep in touch. I'm big into Google Plus right now, so add me on Google Plus. Some of you already have. I've put you in my circles. You are in my Edu Friends circle. You're also in my UCI circles. So when I post things about education, online, hybrid, or otherwise, you'll get them if we are in circles together on Google Plus. I'm certainly on Facebook and on Facebook. Don't do Facebook. Facebook's my personal stuff, my personal life. But professional, I do a lot of Twitter. Again, more Google Plus these days, but I'm certainly on Twitter. Gmail addresses there, and I'm on LinkedIn. Feel free to connect with me there. I hope that you enjoyed this course. I'm expecting to get a survey, or you should be expecting to get a survey from UCI. If they don't get enough folks filling that out, they will ask me to reach out to you again, which is why I said in the course that there's one survey right now, but there may be another one. So please, if you get a request for that, just take a couple of minutes and give your honest feedback. I only get better from feedback if I get it. So if you just complain about me to your spouse or friends or colleagues and never tell me, I can't get better. So I really appreciate your honest feedback. Again, thank you so much. Teams A, B, C, and D. Have a great rest of the year, and we'll see you online.